Hey guys, welcome back to Whiskey Blooded. My name is Dave. Thank you for joining me here tonight. As always, we'll be reviewing whiskey. And today we'll actually be reviewing Angel's Envy Rye. So why did I think about reviewing this bottle today? First reason is a couple people have asked, so I figured it's time to deliver, give the people what they want. But also, as I talked about 2 weeks ago, we've been seeing certain bottles getting more popular on the market or just kind of coming back on the market that were harder to find. So for example, as I had mentioned before, Elmer T. Lee is starting to come back, or at least getting into stores again. We've seen regular Angel's Envy, which disappeared for a little bit, coming back. We've seen Angel's Envy Rye, which was super hard to find 2 years ago. You can pretty much almost find this anywhere now. We've seen the annual releases starting coming back, like the Weller 12. We've seen some of the antique collection coming back. We've seen the things that are on their annual release are starting to come back. And then for me personally, I'm starting to see a lot of the Colonel Taylors, the different variations. I haven't found any yet, but I've heard of friends getting some pretty rare bottles like Seasoned Wood and some of the barrel proof stuff, their Ryes, and things are a little harder to find from Colonel Taylor. So it's weird that we've got those kind of coming back, although they're still not easy to find. I figured I'd review one that you probably have heard of before that used to be pretty rare, but now hopefully you guys are having an easier time finding stuff like this. So we're going to review Angel's Envy Rye today. This is a unique rye though, which is why I think it was so popular last year or 2 years ago, and probably both. I don't know when they started coming out with this. It was not something that I've really jumped into until I just bought this bottle last week. What's always been a little bit hard for me to jump on is this rye. If you can see here, I don't know if you guys can read this. Right here, it's a rye whiskey finished in Caribbean rum casks. So that's different for me. If I'm going to drink rye, I'm going to drink rye, but I'm like, okay, let's try something different. Let's try something that's rare. It's expensive. It was $80, $85, I think, $85. Let's try it. Is it going to be good? I tried it earlier. I kind of already know, but I'll try it again here for you and tell you what I think. So let's just go ahead. We'll jump right into our review. Real quick, this is they call it finished rye. It is 100 proof or 50% alcohol by volume. I like the bottle a lot. I don't like the wings on the back. I've talked about this. I've reviewed the regular Angel's Envy, by the way, if you guys want to look up a review of the regular Angel's Envy, the bourbon. I don't like the wings on the back. I think it's cheesy, but I get why it's on there. And then obviously when they talk about Angel's Envy, they're talking about that angel share from the barrels. And if you guys have seen, like, for example, like the Jim Beam commercials where they talk about Devil's Cut, angel share, stuff like that, this is meant to represent that Angel's Envy. So pour some there, nice hefty pour. We'll go through this today. See if they have a little reading thing here. So here's their never noticed this before. Got some markings on the inside. Oh, it says expression 99.5, 94.5, 99.5. Expression. If any of you know what that means, I have no idea. And the inside of this cork, it says expression 99 -5. Anyways, I'm going to read you their little booklet here. Everything we do is grounded in whiskey tradition up to a certain point. While we respect the old ways, we're not afraid to improve on them. That's why our rye is unconventionally delicious. With a 95% rye mash bill, it's aged in charred white oak barrels like other super premium ryes. But then we go one step further, finishing our rye in vintage rum casks. This marries the already complex spiciness of the rye with the sweet balanced flavors of rum and cognac. Released in extremely small batches, our rye is a rare treasure that disappears all too quickly. I wonder if this is actually supposed to read 94.5. Maybe that's, I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to say 94.5, and that's the expression is 95% rye mash bill. I don't know. If you guys know, I would have normally tried to look that up before the video, but didn't actually see that until just now. So as for the color, I forgot my thing that gives me the color. Not a big deal. I actually forgot my thing to score everything as well. But, oh, hey, look at that. I've got a cameraman today.
Lady.
Camera lady. Thank you. So here's the color on this one. So it's actually fairly bourbon-like, a little bit more brown. It's like a brownish amber. As for the nose, it's a rum cask. You can tell that for sure. It's got this absolute rum smell up front. Now, I am not a huge straight rum drinker, so for the nose on me, it's a little bit confusing. But it's pretty much what you'd expect. It's like rum and rye mixed together almost. It's got the rum, it's got that buttery, maybe coconut smell. The cognac smell. At the end of that nose, you start to smell some of the spice from the rye. It's like a little bit of cinnamon. And that's pretty much it. Very balanced nose, a little weak. Besides the rye, besides the rum. The rum it's mainly the rum that I'm smelling right off the nose. Don't smell much wood. No wood, no tobacco, no dark cherry flavors, no dark fruit flavors like you get in an older seasoned bourbon. But the rum, it does smell nice. I mean, if you like the way rum smells, and there's a couple rums out there right now, like I believe it's pronounced Pilar, that's a very popular store blend, and that's typically going to have a bourbon finish on the rum, so kind of the opposite, and very much smells like that. I do like that rye spice at the end. Just a little bit of the rye spice. As for the taste on this one, cheers. Matches the nose, matches the description. Up front, good. Up front, it's definitely that rum. You know, you're getting butter, coconut. I think I'm using the word right there. Coconut, brown sugar, lots of brown sugar. That's that rum taste. The cognac taste. Those darker rum tastes. You're getting all that in the beginning. So it's very sweet, very rum-like in the beginning. And then in the middle, it starts to burn in your cheeks. And then as it goes down, the burn sets in. And on the rye end, I'm getting a lot of the spicier rye notes. I'm getting, more wood than I would have expected from the nose. Definitely more wood than I expected from the nose. I'm getting, it's like, I'm trying to think of a good example. It's like a piece of very toasted piece of rye bread that you've, smeared over with like a hot, spicy spread, almost like a mustard, but without all that mustard taste. So you've got those spicy rye notes with definitely some character there at the end. So that's interesting to me. I'm glad I bought this bottle. It's interesting for me to taste the two things together. It doesn't always seem like it. It's like when you hear about a lot of food that's, what are they like savory and salty, like chicken and waffles. Normally you would be like, okay, why do these two go together? They just do. It just tastes good on the palate. It activates two completely opposite ends of the spectrum. So you've got this nice buttery rum up front and a lot of brown sugar, a lot of sugary taste, and then you've got this really spicy, kind of like spicy rye bread tasting back notes, and they fill together. And they do. It's interesting how they don't blend. They just one in the beginning and one at the end. It's just whatever I'm guessing is hitting first on your notes on your taste buds there. So, do I like it? Yeah, I like it. I don't like the price point. I don't like how it used to be pretty rare. I don't think that this is something that deserves to be ultimately rare. I don't like the price point. I mean, it's not cheap at all, but it's definitely interesting. I would buy another bottle of this. I probably will buy another bottle of this because when you have a lot of different ryes, they can taste a lot different, but they're all going to have similar characteristics. This is way outside of that box, as they mentioned on their notes. It's way outside of it, and I think this might be something that a lot of people would, even if they don't think they'll love it, a lot of people would want to try. I'm sure I have a bunch of friends that if they haven't bought this already would want to buy it. With all these things considered, as far as the score goes, it's not a bad bottle at all. I'm going to say... You know what, I'm going to say 91 out of 100. Now, I know some of you guys really love this stuff. And I can tell you that, for me, I really like ryes now. I really like straight, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I like, I love the similar tasting, and then I love going through the variances of it. Same thing with rye. I like to look at different ryes that are all, high rye mash bills, just like this, or straight rye mash bills. So with this one, it would be a higher score for me if the price was lower, because I'm not going to buy and go for this bottle every time. This is going to be just something that I try with friends when I want something a little different. I would love this price point to be around $50 or $60 for me, and maybe it's cheaper in your area, but here it's not that cheap. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like this bottle? Is this your go-to rye? Do you like other ryes? I'd be interested to hear. And if you guys have anything that you want to see for next week, just let me know. I have toned back the videos now. It's been about every 2 weeks, simply because I don't think I've got enough new stuff coming in to support new videos. And if you've seen, I still have a lot of bottles left, but a lot of them are duplicates or things I've already reviewed in other videos. So let me know what you guys are seeing out there. If you want anything specific reviewed, it's a little tough for me to get some of that antique collection stuff. So if you're like, hey, can you review Pappy? Probably not going to happen. More readily available things are typically the things that I'm going to gravitate towards in these videos, because I can actually get them. So thanks again for joining. Thanks again for liking and subscribing and commenting on the videos. I've been trying to interact with you guys every time I put up a new video. I go through all the comments and make sure I at least try to reply to most of them. So thank you again, guys. Cheers. Here's Angel's Envy Rye. Thank you for everything and for the channel. It's been really fun doing this for you guys. Have a good one.